Just when I think I'm out, they pull me back in. Nah, I'm just kidding. But Destiny 2 has had a tremendous start to its new season following its showcase last week. Of course, this comes with the usual early season morning where everyone's having a ton of fun, but 6 weeks later we're feeling jaded through the usual seasonal fatigue that sets in. But I do get the feeling that this season has the potential to be up there with Destiny's best. Which is terrific because it's not like we're about to hit a 2 month window of blockbuster AAA games or anything. No, of course, nothing like that. The reason I feel confident in saying that is that I feel like it's firing on all the major cylinders that create a terrific season for me: gameplay, narrative, lore, and secrets. The best place to start is right where last season ended: the story. We know that Savathûn holds something that we need in order to follow the witness into the Traveller. So this season, we're working with Amaru, Savathûn's ghost, to eventually, by the looks of things, revive the Witch Queen herself. But before we can do so, we must do one thing in return: kill Xivu Arath. So, how are we going to do that? Well, we're basically going to help make Eris Morn essentially a hive god. At least that's how I understand it, completing rituals to help feed her more and more power, whilst developing our understanding of hive sword logic. We're essentially killing powerful creatures and using that to tithe the power to Eris herself, who undergoes a temporary transformation. It's almost horror-like in the way which Eris transforms. I'm no Bife or any other lore content creator, but this season it stinks of narrative potential, particularly where you compare it to last year's equivalent of this season, Season of the Plunder. I'm really invested in where this story will go. There's teases that, yep, as usual, Savathûn knew this was going to happen. So, what is her grand plan? Will we actually face off against Xivu this season? And will Eris and Xivu go off in some like anime as fuck battle? Who knows? But I can't help but feel extremely excited about where this season may lead to. Could Savathûn's plan be actually to revive Oryx through Eris? Who knows? Also, a note for what an incredible job the voice actor of Eris is doing. This last year or so of Destiny seasons, the stories and performances have been absolutely excellent. Also, Amaru is fucking hilarious this season, and I'm loving the back and forth. Also, I don't think I'm ever going to get Savathûn's line about eggs and omelettes for the rest of my life. It is an absolute all-timer. Anyway, for as much as the decision to almost split up Lightfall's narrative beats across 4 seasons felt like a bad decision at the time, and I still think it is, you can certainly see why Bungie felt like they could adopt this method. The story has flown really well throughout the seasons in this Destiny content year so far, and shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. Of course, narrative matters, but a season is defined by its activities, and this season again has spiced things up. 2, so far, brilliant activities. Deep Dive and Salvage from last season was a swing and a miss, respectively. This season, we've got 2 3-man activities: Savathûn Spire and Altars of Summoning, both with excellent depth, variety, and sandbox potential. But what binds the two together is the season's key player, the Deck of Whispers, essentially making these activities which creates a little deck building activity within the game, with gameplay altering effects. You collect these cards from seasonal activities and I think regular playlists too, though don't quote me on that second part. These are called opaque cards, which you will then take to the Lectern of Divination. I'm probably butchering all this, but who cares? And it will unveil whether it's a major arcana or a minor. If it's a major, it will then require you to fulfill a secondary quest, like a certain amount of solo kills in seasonal playlist, to then be able to add that card's benefits to your deck. Once you have 5 major arcana, you will then be able to draw these cards in the seasonal playlist, and as Anakin once said, this is where the fun begins. These cards vary in terms of what they add: power ammo, damage for rapid kills, and to be honest, I've not unlocked enough yet to get the full picture, but even with the 5 that I do have, I'm having a ton of fun within the sandbox evolving. Oh, and you don't really want a card and it's buffed? Well, you can just take that out of your deck once you've unlocked it, which seems obvious, but still, it's a really great system that slots into Destiny pretty perfectly. Now, the only problem I have is just memorizing what card does what when they pop up, which will eventually be easy because I still lay awake at night from the symbols and memorizing those in the Vow Disciple raid. Minor Arcana, on the other hand, can do a multitude of things, from giving you exotic engrams, ascendant shards, also making weapons, the next one you decide to decipher, a red border. Or also having gameplay altering abilities like being able to shoot void crystals from a distance, which if you played altars on the harder offerings, you will know that is a game changer. So, like I say, these activate in the encounters of the 2 seasonal activities. So, let's talk about the activities, shall we? First up, we've got Savathûn's Spire, which, I swear, this activity better be slotted into the Vanguard playlist when all things are said and done. It's like the perfect strike without being a strike. Anyway, this follows a strike format. It has randomized encounters to it, but you'll go through 3 distinct encounters, ending in a boss or 3 bosses. It changes. The enemy density here feels great, and they've also added a legendary version for that extra challenge, so combining your deck and the power fantasy that comes with it, it's an instant hit. Savathûn's Spire also has little secret chests that can be activated for rewards too, alongside minor puzzles and traversal elements, so like I say, it's got the makings of a really good strike. As for Altars of Summoning, I'm a big fan, but it's also a little hit and miss. With altars, you basically spawn in with 2 others, activate some symbols, and you'll be directed to go to one altar. At this altar, you can make one of 3 offerings, essentially dictating how difficult that encounter is going to be. Feeble, which is easy, robust, which is moderate, and powerful, which makes the encounter as tough as possible. The issue I've had is between matchmaking and playing with friends, powerful offerings I almost always fail when I'm matchmaking with others. So it can be very hit and miss depending on who you are playing with, and everyone seems to want to slot in a powerful but then not be able to deal with it. Powerful offerings serve up a real challenge that is no joke, and it's a little bit similar to Deep Dive's problem last season, where even if you did manage to get everyone to activate the higher tiers of Deep Dive, it could be a struggle with randos. The good thing here is that there's no needing to agree to it, which solves that problem in terms of trying to get everyone to do the higher tier. It's just whoever puts the offering in first. But for me, now it's about trying to get that robust offering as quick as possible, because it's better than failing the encounter, even if the progress bar to eventually get in your chest goes slower. Speaking of which, the 3 different offerings essentially are dictating how quickly you can tithe the power to Eris and therefore get your loot. The harder the challenge, the quicker you get your rewards. The bottom one, the easiest one, just goes way too slow for my liking, and I get it, because it's an easier challenge, but if you're struggling to matchmake, it can be a little bit frustrating. One thing that will surely please all Destiny players is that you never have to actually leave the activity and re-matchmake, which is just another great excuse to not touch grass for another 30 days. Altars so far, I've encountered 4 different difficulties within it, from Vex to Tormentors, all distinct, though fuck those Shriekers on the hardest challenge level. But yeah, more like this, Bungie. 2 excellent activities that rather than feel like I have to play them, I want to play them. Add on to that its excellent and exciting card system, and winner winner, chicken dinner. Good job, Bungie. Loot? Well, loot is loot. I don't have much to say about it because I've already said my piece. They can't do too much to the loot now without breaking the sandbox. I don't think seasonal loot can be that exciting. The weapon sandbox is already so big that there's even a little bit of discussion in the community, and whisper it quietly, but Bungie might have been right about sunsetting weapons, but keep that to yourself. There's a few in there I'd like to craft, but yeah, like I said, the weapon sandbox is already full. There's not much more you can do outside of exotics without breaking how well things are working right now, and I think it's the right call. The hand cannon looks cool, so does the scout, so I'll probably get one of those. Of course, we've got the reprise raid coming, which is coming for free, which I've never personally ran, so I am proper excited to run that for the very first time when me and my raid gang schedule lines up. And the chase for that raid exotic may begin because I finally got conditional finality this weekend, and if that isn't one of the coolest shotguns in video games period, I don't know what is. Man, the aesthetics to the actual gameplay, that gun is mega. So, yeah, like I said at the top of the video, every season seems to start strong, but this one has the makings of a really good one. Not to mention, I love the quest UI changes. I'm actually far more impressed with the timeline additions of playing key missions from each of the past expansions to help catch players up. Is it quite enough for anyone new? Probably not. But it's still been amazing to go back and chill with Cade one last time before we reunite for the final shape. I love them not raising the pinnacle cap again, means I'm now able to reach it, and I also feel like I'm flying through the season pass, which is of course a nice change. So yeah, I felt pretty good after the Destiny showcase, and now I'm feeling even better on it, which again is such a testament to Bungie. I've never played any video game in my life as much as I played Destiny 2, and even this far in, they're finding new ways to keep me engaged, whether that be in the narrative or in the sandbox and gameplay. I would be shocked if this is not a top 5 Destiny 2 season. I am that confident. Only time will tell where this season ends up ranking amongst the Destiny hierarchy. But Season of the Witch, as far as I'm concerned, will be a card that many Destiny players will want to draw when they look back on seasons prior come to the end of this space cowboy drama. If you enjoyed this video, please consider dropping a like and tithing some power to my channel. Let me know how you're enjoying the new season down in the comments below. If you're looking to stay up to date on Destiny 2 leading into the final shape, hit that subscribe button. I've got you covered. Have a terrific day, and I'll catch you in the next one.